Um, Hello, everybody. Let's wait a couple of minutes to see until everybody joins, and then we can begin with module 3B. Okay. Shall we begin? If we can start with the slides, please. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to module 3B of the Asia Pacific Majors Academy for Sustainable Urban Development in its 2024 edition, in which we are continue expanding our discussion from 2 weeks ago on inclusive urban and territorial planning. Next slide. Just some quick housekeeping reminders. Please, all participants are requested to change their name in the following format: your institution or country, city, and municipality name. All majors are requested to get their video on if possible. Also, as a general rule, if you are not speaking, please put your microphones on mute. If you wish to speak, click the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen. Once acknowledged by the moderator, you may unmute your microphone and turn on your video in case it was off. And should you have any comments or questions, you may also submit them via the chat box. Next slide, please. So this week is again Dr. Yichao Yang, professor from the College of Design, School of Planning, Public Policy and Management, the University of Oregon, and myself, who I work at the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies. So I would like to give the word to Yichao.
Thank you, Fernando. Honorable mayors, welcome back to Module 3, second part B. Today, we will be focusing on the Voluntary Local Review, VRR. Treat VRR as a tool to support local sustainable urban development. We'll be discussing benefits of conducting VRR and how to mobilize support for an inclusive VRR by engaging a diverse range of stakeholders. Our session today will include guest presentations, exercises, and breakout session. I hope you will enjoy this session and find this module useful. So I will pass back to Fernando to introduce our first guest speaker.
Yes, so can we have the slide? So yes, so now without further ado, I would like to introduce Akiko Yamakoshi, Director of Project Administration, CityNet Yokohama Project Office, that will talk about how the city of Yokohama here in Japan is working with, has developed its PLR and is working on the SDGs. So please, I would like to let Yamakoshi-sama to speak. And then after this presentation, we will have a few minutes for some questions and answers. So now, Yamakoshi-sama, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Fernando-san. And hello, everyone. I'm Akiko Yamakoshi, a Director of Administration of the CityNet Yokohama Project Office. It is a great honor to be given this opportunity to present here. Thank you very much. And I'll share my presentation material. Can you see my presentation material?
Yes, well, it's clear. Thank you.
Yes. Today, I would like to introduce how the city of Yokohama is involved with the SDGs internationally through the real art process. Fortunately for the city of Yokohama, we had the opportunity to learn about VR arts firsthand from experienced cities. Yokohama is a member of the SDG Leadership Cities Network, a city-to-city network on the SDGs led by the Brookings Institution in the United States. Many of its members are already working to formulate VRRs, and through dialogue with these leading cities, we have deepened our understanding of what VRRs are and why they are important. This allowed Yokohama to move forward with our VRRs and publish a report in October 2021. We believe there are three aspects to VRRs. First, VRR can be used to check progress on the SDGs and to help shape future policies. We have incorporated SDGs into the comprehensive medium-term plan, and have set local KPIs related to the SDGs target to be reached. We review the progress of these KPIs every year. This slide shows an example of the city of Yokohama's KPIs and progress. Mapping these seemingly separate projects and initiatives in line with the SDGs, and then comprehensively understanding and self-evaluating what is progressing and what is lagging behind will be a useful initiative for improving policies and projects in the future. Next, let me talk about VRs as a communication tool. In many cases, VRR implementation is closely linked to the mayor's stated commitment to the SDGs. Yokohama experienced a change of mayors in 2021, and the VRR was a chance for the new mayor to announce his commitment to the SDGs on the global scale. In promoting the SDGs, a leader's commitment sends a strong message both inside and outside the organization. In terms of communication tools, everyone in the world, both citizens and governments, can access all VRRs submitted to the UN through the UN website. Especially for cities where English is not the native language, the VRR allows them to share their successes and challenges with the rest of the world, contributing to mutual awareness. Last but not least, let me emphasize the importance of acting as ambassadors for the SDGs and expanding the global movement. The city of Yokohama presented its VRRs for the first time at the 10th Asia Smart City Conference, ASCC, in Yokohama, which is an annual gathering for leaders from Asian cities to share and discuss solutions to urban issues. At the 12th conference last year, A session on VRR was held in collaboration with ESCAP and IGES in order to raise participants' interest in the SDGs and VRR. This year, ASCC will be held in October 22 to 24. The first day will be site visits, followed by 2 days of thematic sessions, business matching, and related events. Please join us in Yokohama. The city of Yokohama has also been in dialogue with our partner cities to see if VRRs might be an effective tool to help them appropriately approach the various urban challenges that emerging cities face. We have been supporting VRR efforts of Da Nang City in Vietnam. We hope to not only cooperate with Da Nang City, but also to spread awareness of VRR and SDGs promotion efforts through the global platform like this Mayors Academy. If you want to check Yokohama VRR report, you can scan the QR code. It includes the case of the Yokohama City SDG certification system that Ms. Kataoka from IGES explained in the previous module. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Yamakoshi-sama, for this very inspiring presentation. And now I would like to leave the floor to our mayors. And if you have any question, please raise your hand and you can ask anything you want. So please, if anybody has any question or something they would like to clarify, now it's your time. Anybody? Honorable mayors, do you have any question that you would like to ask? Oh, yes.
You?
Yes, it's.
You correctly?
We have to, so first from Nepal and then we go to Malaysia. So first, I think both raise your hand at the same time. So yes, go ahead from Langkichuha Sushilis, Honorable Mayor. Yeah, Pakistan. Oh no, it's Pakistan. Wait, I'm confused. So who wants to go first? Because I'm sorry, I cannot see the name. So the mayor from, okay, the mayor from Malaysia, Ampang Jaya. Ani Ahmed, do you want to?
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I would like to ask Miss Akiko from Yokohama. You have a VLR as a global movement. What is the objective of organizing Asia Smart City Conference? And what it has to do with the VLR? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Your question is about the Asia Smart City Conference, right? Yes, thank you. The conference is aimed to mainly for knowledge sharing, and it is an annual gathering for leaders and officials from Asian countries, Asian cities to share and discuss solutions to urban issues. Especially this year's theme is carbon neutrality in Asian regions. And last year, 44 cities leaders and organization leaders gathered in Yokohama, and we discussed about various kind of thema. Yes, and it was a really great opportunity for us to networking. So yes, we are really looking forward to welcoming you in Yokohama, October. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have another two hands. So I think from Pakistan, the mayor, honorable mayor from Turbat. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I have a question for you regarding a couple of questions, actually. My first question is, what were the difficulties you faced while making your city, Yokohama, a smart city? And my second question is, how did you collaborate with organizations like UCLG, ESCAP, UN Habitat, and what did they help you? How did they help you? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your questions. And the first question, your question is for smarter city, but I'd like to answer related on the VRR implementation. As you know, Yokohama is very big city and the second largest city in Japan. And the city halls is very, there are many bureau and walls and very complex. So it is difficult for us to
make policy.
Make the system for implementation of the VRR, and sorry. So in order to strengthen the cooperation system of each bureau, Yokohama City was established. Yokohama City SDGs Promotion Headquarters, headed by the mayor, and to establish cross-cutting implementation system. It is very important to promote the SDGs promotion. And we need to involve various stakeholders like citizens, businesses, and private companies as for promoting the SDGs. So the city of Yokohama has established the SDGs Design Center to connect the needs and seeds of business and public group. And the center is promoting the various projects and initiatives, and it can be expected to lead to public awareness and actions. So,
And
yes.
what were the how did the what were the role of UCLG, UN Habitat, and how did they help you, your city?
Yes. Actually, regard the implementation of Yokohama VRR, we made its VRR by ourselves, but in order to support in Da Nang City VRRs or some other cities, the city of Yokohama will try to support them in cooperation with ESCAP or IJS or other international organization. And based on their city's needs and their situations in each cities, we will consider how to support them. Yes, especially VRR is there are some ways for VRR implementation. For example, for finalized phase, we will do some advice in the stakeholder meeting. Yes, as one of the stakeholders, we will have some comment as for some peer review. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. I think there was another hand that was raised before, but has no longer. If anybody has a question, please raise your hand now, your virtual hand here in Zoom. Yes, yeah, Virender Sharma, please go ahead. If you can also turn on your camera if possible, that would be amazing.
Yeah, good afternoon all.
Yes, good afternoon.
Most of the questions which we had in our mind are now cleared, but only one question we want to raise, that did they get any external assistance for organizing this conference, or they have successfully managed their own resources by establishing or contacting the local agencies, local institutions for organization this conference?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sorry, please, could you repeat your question?
Yeah, ma'am, just want to know that did you get any financial help from any external agency or any cross-sharing platform you have established at your Yokohama city with IITs or any institutions, or you have spent all the money from the municipal funds for organizing this international conference on SDG?
Thank you for your question. Regarding on the Asia Smart City Conference, the city of Yokohama organizes the international conference in cooperation in cooperation with ADB and the World Bank. And the ADB and World Bank always collaborate with us, and some speaker cities bring they bring some cities. So yes, so some budgets will covered by such as international organization.
Okay. So thank you so much, Yamakoshi-sama. I think we need to move on to our next segment. So if you have any further question, honorable mayors, please feel free to write it in the chat. I think Yamakoshi-sama can stay for a couple of 10, 20 more minutes. So maybe she can also reply there. And on the meantime, we are going to move on to the next section of the academy. So thank you so much again, Yamakoshi-sama, for joining and for showing us the example from Yokohama City on how you are utilizing your VLR and also on this Asian Smart City Conference. So now we are going to go to Mentimeter activity. So I'm sure you are familiar with it. Just in case, you can use your smartphone to scan this QR code, or also you can go into the menti.com and use the code 72690189. And this information is also on the chat. So please, as always, join the Mentimeter. I think maybe we can show the screen, the Mentimeter screen, whenever we are ready, and we can start to see how many people. Oh, we already. Oh, we have 3 people who have responded. This is quick. So, question: do you actively engage with the stakeholders? We have 6 honorable mayors, 7 who has responded yes. This is positive. I mean, today we are going to be talking about the stakeholder engagement. Later on, also we got a like. Oh, 8, yes. I mean, everybody has had a chance to vote. We also got 2 likes. That's positive. Thumbs up. So it's good to see that here all of you honorable mayors are actually engaging with stakeholders in your city. So I think we can move on to the next question. And this is a word cloud, so you are free to type. Who are the key stakeholders in your city? So you can type, I guess, through your smartphone or website, who do you think are the key stakeholders in your city? And you can reply, you can actually write several responses here. So please go ahead and start typing. Think who are the key stakeholders. Are civil society, the business organizations, international organizations, religious organizations, anything that you think are the main stakeholders. So yes, we got 1, civil society. So residents, yes, your citizens, your residents. So I think you can enter up to 4 words. So please go ahead. So anybody else? Business, government agencies. We have women groups, youth, citizen and residents, yeah, government agencies, educators, so academia and the schools, We have 6 responses so far, so elected representatives as well. So we are getting here a big a myriad of different organizations. I think civil society seems to be the most prominent, which is the largest font. Local communities, indeed, with the different communities in your city or the neighborhood. We have 7 responses. We had health sector. Yes, true. So we had before 8 responses, so maybe we are missing 1 or 2. If you want, you can write up to 4 words in the Menti activity, or you can respond again. Okay. Citizens, consumers, NGOs, civil society is twice, so we can see that that's probably the most prominent. So thank you very much. I think later on we will be looking more into detail with Hitomi Rankin, who will be introducing stakeholder engagement processes from ESCAP later on. Okay, so I think we have 9 responses. Probably this is it. Yes. So yeah, so we can go back to the presentation. Is there another question? Yeah, so the final question. In which stages of SDG implementation do you think it is more important to engage with the stakeholders? And even though you cannot see down there, we have different options. I think are larger in your screen. So awareness raising, goal setting and target development, action planning, implementation and resource allocation, monitoring and evaluation, reporting and communication, and collaboration with partnerships. So these are different stages of working with the SDGs. So this is based on your experience, which are the most important stages to engage with the stakeholders. And you can choose up to 3 options. So again, this is no right or wrong answer. You can choose up to 3 options, depending where do you think it's the most important element to actually cooperate with your stakeholders. We have 4 responses so far, and it seems like goal setting and target development, it's the preferred option, followed closely by awareness raising, action planning, and collaborations and partnerships. Indeed, it's important when you are working on the SDGs, especially when you are deciding which goals to decide and what's the direction of your city, to engage with as many stakeholders as possible, and especially those most vulnerable and underrepresented, those that have a bigger chance to be left behind, to really address their concerns and their needs and make a development model that is inclusive and everybody feel the ownership of the SDGs, the ownership of the goals, and feel welcome and invited to work for the city. So also in awareness raising, it's very important to get to know the SDGs and to share with them. We have so far 5 responses. Before we had 9, so yeah, 6. So it seems that now goal setting and target development keeps growing with 5 honorable mayors saying that it's important to engage with the stakeholders, and then it's becoming a close second, awareness raising. And maybe a couple more minutes. If anybody else who hasn't replied, we have so far only 6 responses. So who do you think are the main, which do you think are the main stages for stakeholder engagement? We have 6 so far. Maybe we have 7 with awareness raising becoming second together, tying with, yes, we have now 8. Okay, so I think we can finish here, but just to see how its goal settings is the most when you are thinking it's the most important part for engaging with the stakeholders, followed by awareness raising and action planning. So thank you very much. And now I think it's time for the homework. So yes, again, last week we asked you to submit your homework. Now is the time when you have to talk. Yes, Dr. Annie Hamed, I see you are number one. So this is the order of presentation. Just to remember, we asked you to make one slide presentation, noting the main or the key vision that you are going to use to address your.
What is the dimension?
Vision. Yes, this is actually the vision. I mean, this is the vision. Sorry, this slide wasn't updated, so it's my fault. So just to see the vision. So we will go with Ampang Jaya,
Right.
Dr. Ani Binti Ahmad. So please, also let's try to keep it short, like 3 to 5 minutes. We want you to have a chance to talk, but we need to be also mindful of the time. So the floor is yours, Honorable Mayor.
Hi. So I just go straight to the slide. Okay, the question is, what is the main vision that will guide the implementation of my initiative to be developed during the Mayor's Academy? Okay, the vision is actually to make my city, Ampang Jaya City, and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. But this one is based on previous issue, which is the issue is about to demolition of abandoned and or derelict building. So the mission for this is actually to revitalize the surrounding area because it's quite gloomy. It has been abandoned for so many years, more than 30 years after the failure of slopes in that area. So the second mission is actually to get funding for the demolitions of the abandoned buildings. We have 2 abandoned buildings, which now is surrounding with all the vegetations and also trees, high trees, and become a place which is not conducive for livable. Okay, the second mission is actually to redevelop the brown site to a recreational area for the neighborhoods, so that the neighbor will happy living in the surrounding without all the nuisance, and also with a very scary to stay in that surrounding area. So the fourth mission is actually to increase the value of surrounding properties, because beside the areas, there are also a few terrace houses, very high-end terrace houses that need to be looked into, because they are part of our they pay tax to us lah, you know. So we as a whole, as a mayor, we also need to consider the needs of this citizen. Okay, so there are 4 initiatives that have in our mind. So the first initiative is actually to encourage the property owner to rehabilitate and occupy the vacant, abandoned, and deteriorated residential property business, which I think this is actually we like to persuade the property owner to take charge to to rehabilitate the area. The second one is actually to acquire that property through legal action when owners are unwilling or unable to maintain, because maybe when the buildings is collapsed, because some of the units of the house is belong to the owner, but sometimes because they get the payment to rent the house from the bank, because they need to mortgage the lot from the bank. So when they collapse, so they are still actually debt from the bank. So maybe because of this condition, we will try to go through legal action so that when owners are unwilling or unable to maintain, we will actually get legal action lah to acquire that building for us to demolish the building to make the surrounding area much more better. So the third one is actually to dispose properties by selling them to individuals or developers to rehabilitate, because at the surrounding areas there are also 50 lots of vacant land that cannot be developed because of this condition. So we are also listening to this owner of the surrounding areas for that to give them justice, because when they bought the land, nobody's predict that something bad will happen. So they have also the rights, you know, for the surrounding lots also have the right to their land. So if we rehabilitate or when we revitalize this area around 3 acres, maybe this will also give justice to the neighborhood landowner. So the fourth one is actually to involve stakeholders at state level and also through public-private partnership for this to make sure that this demolition will also cost us a lot of money, because it from the early assessment, the demolition of the 2 buildings will cost us around 3 million. So as a mayor, 3 million is just a lot of money to us, because we are not budget the money for this year. So maybe we need to propose or write a paper to state level to get their money or funding for us to proceed with the you know, with the demolishing to demolish the buildings, and also to get the state buy-in for us to do what is the proper activities in the future. So actually this is what I want to do for this VLR, so that maybe before we proceed with this initiative, of course we will sit down, we will engage with the people at the surrounding area before we proceed with the legal action. And also we will call all the parties involved, especially the owner of the around 111 units in that 3 blocks. You know, the 1 block has been you know, fall, so now it's left only 2 blocks. The 2 blocks actually need to be demolished to revitalize the surrounding area. I think that is for my presentation for this slide. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we are moving now to the municipality of Bangkok, the Philippines. So it's the Honorable Mayor present. If you can begin your presentation. I see your camera, I think it's turned off. It's the Honorable Mayor, Mr. Alan Roldan, here with us. If not, we can move to the next city, and then in case you, oh, are you, no, yeah, in case you you join later, we can discuss. So this is the Honorable Mayor, Mr. Ghanashyam Giri, Mayor of Chandragiri Municipality in Kathmandu, Nepal. I think I saw you before. Yes? Yes. Now, Honorable Mayor, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you to all our membership. Our Chandagiri municipality from Kathmandu, we have just completed the VLR project through the UN Habitat. We have 17 SDGs goals. Among them, we have selected 5 goals. First of all, number 3, health is one, and number 4, education and gender equality, and 5 is social inclusion, and 6, water supply and sanitation, and 11 is urban infrastructure number. These are our main SDGs goals for our municipality. For the completed the VLR project, the stakeholders are engaged in that project. Expectation from the stakeholders consultation was to know the actual status of our community, and such as health, education, gender equality, and social inclusion, JC, likewise JC, water supply and sanitation, urban infrastructure, etc. The consultation aimed not only to understand current demands, but also to identify areas for future development improvements. Likewise, the qualitative data complement quantitative data in identify key community gaps in enhancing the accuracy of our analysis, like the field study. Community provided data was especially verified, ensuring the reliability of the information shared. Stakeholders didn't only focus on their demands, they also share insights into the impact of development activities within their communities, providing holistic perspective on development needs. So likewise, that the representative features, we have the 15 wards. Among them, in ward number 1, in our data, natural landscape and resources park, and ward number 2, isolated ethnic community rural topology. Ward number 9, traditional settlement cultural heritage, and ward number 12, we have the urban area. These are the main aims of the achieve the SDG. In these activities, we have consulted and we have discussed and we have managed the meetings also. Elected ward and municipal officials, we have managed these types of the conclusion. And government officials, likewise the health, education, administration are also included in our meetings and our other committee. And women groups of cooperatives. These are also the VLR's project, and children's and elderly citizen club also we have involved in our municipality for the completed the VLR project. So general consumer community also involved in our project. That likewise the water supply committee, forest committee, and other committee also involved in our municipality for the completed the VLR project. So the general public also involved in that data, and all this conclusion in that data and facilitated through the UN Habitat team, and UN Habitat team also involved in our municipality. Likewise, the donor agency also involved in our in our project. Likewise, the Asian Development Bank, German Fund, KfW, USAID, UNESCO, likewise, these are also donor agencies, and the international involved in our VLR project. And likewise, the bank and the financial cooperation institutions also involved in our municipality, and civil society and advocacy expert also included, and they also involved in our VLR project. Likewise, the academic and research institution also involved in our municipality. These are our main agencies, and the donor agencies, and the community and government officials also involved in our municipality. So the health and well-being vision, our goal to provide the comprehensive, accessible, and equitable health care to all residents of my municipality. And other is also the goal number 5, quality education, the ensure inclusive, equitable, and high quality education and learning opportunities for all. These are the main goals. So the vision guiding the implementing of solid waste management and environmental responsibility. The vision is that vision. And vision number second is the vision guiding the implementation of the drinking water supply system can encompass several principles and goals, ensuring that the system is sustainable, accessible, and beneficial to the community. And our vision 3 is the vision guiding the implementation of traffic management system to address traffic jam should be comprehensive, focusing on creating a safe, efficient, and sustainable transportation network. And these completed this project, this vision. Our key elements are, these are our key elements: zero waste goal, community engagement, technology and innovation, environmental and protections, collaboration and partnerships, like the PPP model, public-private partnership. And other is our technology sustainability, governments and policy, quality and safety, affordability and community involvement, resilience and adaptability. And other elements are efficient mobility, sustainability, innovation and technology, resilience and adaptability, integrated transportation network, community engagement and awareness, policy and governments, infrastructure development. These are the key elements in our municipality. So we have just completed the PLR project in our municipality, in the Chandagiri municipality, in my municipality, and the UN Habitat team are working about this program, and our sustainable goal is going to achieve after the PLR project approval from the UN Habitat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and it is indeed great to hear back, to hear that you are working on the VLR. I think Honorable Mayor Roldan from Bangkok, Philippines is already back. So maybe, Fabia, we can go back to his slide. So Honorable Mayor Alan Roldan, are you ready to present? Yes, please, the floor is yours. I see now your camera, but I think you are muted. Okay,
sorry.
now, thank you so much. Yes, welcome, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Good day, everyone, and to all my colleagues. This is Mayor Alan A. Roldan of Municipality of Baco, Oriental Mindoro, Philippines. Last meeting, I presented to you the main challenges in our local tourism sector and how to address those challenges through initiatives we developed. Today, I'm going to present to you our vision that serves as guide in the implementation of the LGU of Baco tourism initiatives. Our vision is to establish the municipality of Baco as premier, sustainable, and culturally vibrant tourism destination that benefits all residents and visitors. By using this vision as a guide, Baco developed initiatives that not only attract tourists, but also enhance the quality of life for residents and ensure sustainable development. To achieve a sustainable tourism, the LGU of Baco will develop eco-friendly tourism practices, encourage responsible travel behavior, and promote conservation of natural resources. For cultural preservation, the LGU will support cultural events and festivals, celebrate and protect local heritage and traditions, enhance cultural tourism offerings through the implementation of sustainable tourism policies, protection and enhancement of natural attractions, and promotion of ecotourism initiatives. The LGU supports environmental stewardships to ensure the preservation of natural beauty and resources for the future generations. To support the sustainable economic development of tourism infrastructure, implementing these initiatives anchored The vision of LGU will help boost local businesses and entrepreneurs, create jobs and economic opportunities, and attract more investments. Lastly, the improvements of hospitality standards and the services, and ensuring safety and convenience for tourists will provide a quality visitor experience. For the vision in action, these initiatives will enhance our local economy, preserve our cultural heritage, and protect our natural environment, ensuring that tourism development is sustainable and beneficial for all. Thank you for your attention. Mabuhay.
Thank you so much for the presentation. And I think now we can move to Honorable Mayor Mr. Balaksher Kazi from Turbat, Pakistan. Please, Honorable Mayor, if you are, yes, I see you. Thank you so much. The floor is yours.
We have just a minute. Yes, our problem that we are going to address is Turbat has a very, climate change, climate resilient environment for Turbat. My vision is to develop a climate resilient environment or climate resilient make challenges in Turbat to address the challenges in Turbat. Turbat is the second largest city in of Balochistan province, which is in Pakistan. But it is due to extreme heat weather. There is always a heat waves comes and droughts and unpredictable weather patterns are increasing frequently and intensity. It increases its intensity, which are making flooding and sometimes it's a long drought. That's why we need rapid. Another reason is rapid urbanization compound. The people which are migrating from the towns to coming to the city, and surrounding people from from rural areas are coming into urban areas. Therefore, we need to make transform Turbat into a climate resilient city that thrives the face of environmental challenges. And through innovative urban planning and community engagement, we aim to build a sustainable future for Turbat's residents. Our vision is to prioritize we have to prioritize climate adaptation, resource efficiency, and social resilience. What would be the strategies for climate resilient? The key strategies: we must climate responsive infrastructure, upgrade our infrastructure. We need to upgrade our infrastructure to withstand extreme heat and water scarcity, and including sustainable water management system and heat reducing designs that would help us to reduce the impact of heat. And we must have education and awareness program. We must need to include our communities, implement educational program to raise awareness about climate change and empower residents to take action towards resilience. We must turn ourselves to or for plantation to greenery to reduce the temperature for at least 2 Celsius or 3 Celsius. We must start a program. That's my vision that I'm going to, inshallah, as soon as possible, I'm going to start this program. I'm making my plan towards this. And if I can achieve this, it will be a big achievement. And how to do this, we must need resources, and we need to do with partnership and cooperation, strengthen partnership with regional stakeholders or academia and private sector to leverage resources and expert of climate resilience initiatives, and international donors, because we must need resources, financial help, or technical assistance as well. So we must have to do partnership and cooperation with other stakeholders, and community engagement, as I said, because uh, uh, without the help of community, we cannot do it by on ourselves, because the main this kind of problem need community to help us, and they become the shoulder to shoulder with local government to fix this big problem which is the world facing. We didn't have the big contribution in climate change, though, but we are the most one of the most affected area by the climate change. That's tragedy for us. Conclusion: the Turbat journeys towards climate resilience requires collective and action commitment from all stakeholders. By implementing sustainable urban planning practices and prioritizing climate adaptation, Turban can mitigate the impacts of climate change and create a better future for its residents. Let's work together to resilient and sustainable Turban. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Mayor. This was very illuminating. So I think based on the chat, I think there was a problem with Honorable Mayor Mr. Upendra Karki from Kageshori Manohara in Nepal, who asked to present last. So maybe we can now give the floor to Honorable Mayor Ms. Sushila Shahi from Lankichuha in Nepal as well. So Honorable Mayor, are you here with us? I'm trying to.
Hello, sir. I'm here.
Hello? Yes.
Namaste, everyone, and thank you, Sir Fernando. I'm here on behalf of Miss Mayor Madam Susila Sai. Due to some technical glitches, she is unable to deliver this presentation. So I'm here on behalf of Mayor Madam. The main, as earlier, we haven't discussed on the major challenges of Lamkichua on previous classes. We are unable to share this presentation. So the main challenges for Lamkichua are limited access to the quality education, insufficient access to primary healthcare, and inadequate access to safe drinking water and sanitation. But ongoing vision for Lamkichua municipality is on pure water. On the context of Lamkichua, number of population is 90,000 and it divided on 10 number of wards. So the main during this Mayor's Academy class we want to implement that and vibrant community through which the number of peoples can get the pure water, through which that can improve their healthy community, and also with that the safe sanitation will also be provided. We want to share this main vision on pure water and vibrant community. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much. It was very interesting. And now we are gonna, without further ado, we are running slightly late of schedule. Next is Mr. Bhagat Singh Katka from Isma City in Nepal, Honorable Mayor. So if I'm trying to find you, if you, yes, you are here. So hello, please, the floor is yours.
Namaste, hello. Uh, Namaste, everyone. Climate change has led to many natural calamities like forest fire. Even many houses have been burnt. Along with that, in last 3 or 4 years, we have been facing major challenges of landslides and also the retardation in agricultural production. So our vision here is to foster sustainable and resilient rural communities by integrating the green school concept and also adopting climate adaptive agricultural practices here. So for that, we need to involve and engage maximum students, along with them, the farmers in local communities to overcome these problems. So for that, action for integrating greening into the local curriculum here. Along with that, uh, climate change also should be included in local school curriculum so that the students, the future generation can learn skills, knowledge, etc. to overcome the challenges caused by climate change. For that, we need to uh, set up clean, healthy, and green school along with the surroundings there. We have practices of providing lunch to the students studying in community school up to grade 6, up to 6th standard. We provide lunch during daytime. So we need to provide healthy, nutritious, and local supplements to those students. Along with that, clean, safe, and drinking water. Also, making children close to nature so that a sense of preservation gets developed in them through an early age itself. Along with that, in our last meeting, I had prioritized the fact that we have started to face the shift in rainfall pattern here. It has almost delayed almost by 2 months in Nepal in our area. The monsoon that used to arrive in June, July has now shifted almost to the late of August and September. This has made an adverse impact on agriculture productivity, also the rise in temperature. Sources of water also have been adversely affected. So in order to overcome all these things, we need to provide training, knowledge, etc. to the farmers because they are our stakeholders as local communities. We will provide them the training related to climate change, adaptive agriculture, etc., so that we can minimize the chances of climate change, which has adversely affected the overall sector over here. Uh, Along with that, in order to make the local people financially uh, we need to empower them with climate resilient development initiative and activities. We must give priority to agriculture and mostly cultivating cash crops through which they can lift the living standard uh, of themselves and their family members as a uh, group itself. So we are giving much priority in order to improve the situation of climate, etc., in our community, in our ISMA, so that we can minimize the risk, the factors which are created due to the climate change. That's all for right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for your presentation. And without further ado, we are going to go with the Honorable Mayor, Mr. Virender Sharma from Mandi in India. Honorable Mayor, if you are around.
Yeah,
Yes. Please, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
good afternoon. So, lot of things has already been discussed. So we are also have a same view to make our city a best livable place for every citizen. But we just want to add that what have already been told by other honorable mayors. We want a city to be should to be of that standard which maintain which in which all the citizens should get all essential services at their doorsteps. Similarly, it should maintain the international standards of sanitation, environmental safeguards, ecology protection, etc. And the city should provide equal opportunities to all the sections of urban societies, so that everyone should get maximum chances to develop their lives. So our vision is very clear, because nature has bestowed this city several natural gifts, scenic beauty, ecology, clean environment. So we want to keep all the citizens aware to keep this city fully clean, environmental friendly, and all should maintain the sustainable development measures while they are going any kind of construction they are doing at their own level. So this is what we want to just include in the discussion which had already been done by all the honorable mayors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So for the presentation, I think first I would like to see whether Honorable Mayor Upendra Karki from Kaweshorwi Manohara Municipality in Nepal is available to give the presentation. Before they wrote in the chat that it wasn't possible. Is it okay now? I see the camera on.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see the camera. Thank you so much. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Fernando. Okay. Can you see me, right? Yeah, I'm speaking on the behalf of my mayor, and he just, the delegation was here in the office, and he just went to deal with the people, and he gave the floor to me. So I'll speak on behalf of my mayor. The vision of our city, Kageshwari Manohara Municipality, is due to our city is the most migrated city in the Nepal as per the record of the census. So we have a rapid going urbanization going on. And due to that, the major vision of our city is to transform our municipality into a sustainable, inclusive, and technologically advanced smart city by leveraging innovative solutions, fostering community engagement, and optimizing resource use for improved quality of life and economic growth by fostering the public-private partnership and international engagement. And the smart city here includes everything like waste management, drinking water supply, proper housings, and the digital street lights, CCTV cameras on the streets. And the measure is the environmental protection. Like we have developed one protocol of planting 2 trees compulsory while building a new house in the town by this year. So our vision is mostly maintaining the smart city. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
I think this is all for the honorable mayors that has submitted their homework online. If there is any other mayor online that didn't submit a slide, you have the chance to discuss the vision to address your challenges. You can raise your hand now, or if not, I'm gonna move on with my presentation on voluntary local reviews. So if not, I think I'm gonna start moving forward with my presentation. Today we are gonna talk about voluntary local reviews and how they can be a tool to guide the implementation of the SDGs. Also, and this is completely my fault due to my poor time management skills. Oh, yeah, we have one hand raised. So, please, Honorable Mayor, go ahead. Yes, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Fernando. I discussed one of my challenges, which was the climate change. But there's another challenge that I need to address in my city after the fixing of climate change, which will be which will be our second priority, is solid waste management. And I already seen one of my friend from Nepal, Honorable Mayor. He discussed he have the same challenge that we are facing. So it will help us to learn from each other and take the initiatives that other friend from another country have already done this. So it's a great platform for us mayors like us, because Turbat is a very backward city, and we have very less resources. And in our country, Pakistan, local government system is very weak, because we didn't. It's our upper level government is yet to empower local government, because they don't want to share their power. So yeah, we have many challenges, but our second main challenge would be solid waste management, that need to be fixed, because it's not as good as we actually it's not this in systematic way, and we need support from our friend and international organization, because solid waste management and water waste management as well, because we didn't have any water treatment plant, which we I have vision to create some water treatment plant and use that water to for our climate, that the plantation that I will do, and we have to we need to water those plants from this treated planted water. So yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Indeed, I think that it's very good that we are all here together and we can share knowledge and share initiatives. As you mentioned, for climate change, that was the main challenge you presented, and also for solid waste management that you have now built on. So I really hope that through this academy, we can all work together and connect and learn from each other and share our experiences. So, and I see that you are creating a WhatsApp group. So thank you so much for also.
Thank you.
So if nobody else wants to raise their hand, I'm gonna go into my presentation, which I am gonna try to be very, very short. So next slide, please. So first of all, we are gonna talk about how the voluntary local review process can help you to implement the 2030 agenda, and we are gonna go through 3 stages: localization and planning, project implementation, and follow-up and review. Also, this presentation is based on example of existing VLRs. So this is more than anything is to show you all the different ways that you can actually take into the VLR process and all the different ways that you can use the VLR process for your own benefit. So this is mostly to inspire if you decide to take on the VLR, and inspire you on how you work with the SDGs. And since you will have the PowerPoint slide later on, I'm gonna go kind of quickly to give also room to Hitomi to present her presentation on stakeholder engagement. So next slide, please. So this is a very simple diagram of showing how the 3 different stages of SDG localization, in which first localization and planning, in which you translate the global goals to your context and to your unique needs. Second is the implementing projects. So once you have localized the SDGs, how you are actually making actions, concrete actions that can help you to bring them to fruition. And then the third stage is the follow-up and review process, in which you review the actions that you have been taken. You see the outcomes they are producing, usually through evidence-based data and analysis, and then you can reevaluate. So although this kind of this diagram shows this circular relationship, these stages are always more interrelated, and they can work always around. But for having a simple graphic representation, I think this can give you an idea of how this process works. So next slide, please. So I prepared different examples of how cities are actually working with the SDGs. You can go through them, and then you can also go on to see the different VLR reports that are available on the website I will provide later on. So this is the example from Bonn, which in Germany, which they have different themes. So labor and business, mobility, natural resources, and then they have aligned each of these themes with the SDGs. So this allows you to plan for how to implement and how to work through how to make the SDGs align with your existing plans and strategies. Next. So this is another example. In this case, the city of Espoo in Finland, they created their main plan has 3 different sections, and then each of these sections is divided into a series of projects. So in this case, it is a project-based alignment, and then each of the projects are helping to advance a number of targets from different SDGs. Next. And we can see here the example of one of the first VLRs at Japan that were presented in the world, the case of Shimokawa, in which Shimokawa decided that instead of working directly with the SDGs, they were gonna create the Shimokawa goals. So they adapted the 17 SDGs into 7 local goals to really try to make the 2030 agenda and transfer the spirit of the 2030 agenda in a way that is significant to the local government. Next. Then when looking into project implementation, we see how cities already have a number of plans and a number of policies that are working to really de facto advance the SDGs. So then once you have the plan, you really need to make this plan into fruition. So something that many VLRs really do is that they highlight concrete projects, either municipal projects or projects done by other stakeholders, such as civic society, the business sector, to see how they can relate, how they can actually, the concrete actions that are supporting the SDGs. So for example, the case of Orlando in Florida in the USA, they have community farms to help to advance SDG 2 on zero hunger, in which local community groups are taking idle land to bring and to make it productive and really help to increase local production of food. Next slide, please. Another example would be the city of Gladsaxe in Denmark, in which they have the similar idea of having different themes, such as, for example, business-friendly city with job growth. And then they have these different projects. So next. And here you can see more clearly, so they have first the localized goals, so a business-friendly city with job growth, then the localized target, so what is that they are trying to achieve, what is the main objective, and how it relates to the SDGs. And then this is what we do, which is the section in which they detail the projects that are being implemented to achieve this goal, this localized goal, and this localized target. Next. And then the final stage is the stage of follow-up and review, in which cities go into data and go to see how progress and the outcomes are happening. This is an example from La Paz in Bolivia from the VLR of 2019, in which the city adopted a mapping system in which, rather than having the city's average, they were looking at all the different neighbors and creating maps to see how progress is happening in the different parts of the territory. Because as you know, your city has different areas, different neighborhoods, and not all of them might be moving along in the same way. So this allows to really see also the inequalities within the city and to have a more clear idea of how the city is performing and the different geography of performance across the city. Next. Or then another example is from Hawaii. They have the Aloha Challenge, in which they created an online platform you can visit later on with different strategies. So next. And here, this is quite advanced, but this is something that if you have the data, you can also help to produce, to see how each of the SDGs are being achieved and the different targets and how they are, whether on track, this is still being measured, or it needs improvement. Next. Another example from Hawaii. So next. So yes, this is, sorry that I wanted to go quickly through it. You can take a more slow approach, and you are also welcome to visit our website on voluntary local reviews, in which you have a collection of selected good practices on VLRs. You can download the reports, read a short summary, and also check other publications related to the analysis and practice on VLRs. And soon we are going to present a new report in which we are also inviting cities to provide a message on how they are actually working on the SDGs. So thank you very much. And I think this is all from my side. Yes, I think we have some questions, but I think we can leave this for later on in case there is more time. So final slide. Thank you so much. And now, please let me welcome Hitomi Ranking, Environmental Affairs Offices of Environment and Development Division here at ESCAP, who will be talking about stakeholder engagement. So please, Hitomi, it's my real pleasure to give the floor to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Fernando, and very good morning, good afternoon to all honorable mayors who have presented their projects today. I've really enjoyed listening to you. What I realize is that this group really understands that it's needed, right? Stakeholder engagement is very much needed. So what I would like to share perhaps is some strategies for fine-tuning the work that you're already doing, right? This is based on some work that we developed with the International Association for Public Participation over many years. And we hope that it can help you with moving towards solutions for the challenges that you have been sharing. When you shared your projects, I could see already that there is really need for fine-tuning the strategies, because some of the challenges that you're working with are very complex, right? They engage the wide society. If you're talking about waste, if you're talking about climate adaptation, this is a widespread engagement that you need to look at. If you're talking about water access, you're talking about really entrenched issues and something happening in terms of power dynamics and allocation of resources that needs to be addressed. So you have different kinds of problems, and it's important to fine-tune the strategies to reflect the problems or to address the problems that you're dealing with. So this is the context of the talk that I will give today and of the exercises that we will work with. Okay, so quality stakeholder engagement, it's a core competence, right? It's essential for territorial planning, inclusive governance, managing conflict, human rights, social accountability, and well-functioning social contract, right? So if you think about stakeholder engagement as being part of your infrastructure, as your institutions, you can see how it can lead to better leadership and to better institutions, right? Because of all of the challenges which you know very, very well, it's really, really important to pay attention and to invest in it even, right? Now, one thing about engagement, I'll just go through some key highlights, is that we're aiming for engagement that builds trust. And why is trust important? Because trust allows leaders to deliver on their commitments, and trust allows partnerships to develop. Trust allows strengthening of the social contract, and it strengthens also social cohesion, right? So if you think about the different stages of building trust, you can start from a very, very low level of showing inclusion, but as you step through different aspects of engagement, which is very specialized and very intentional, then you can get over the long term towards a situation where you have very strong cohesion, you can achieve great things together, right? So this is not, I wanted to underline that this is not theory, right? I'm just sharing some outcomes from an award-winning example of stakeholder engagement, which comes from a community which was having a lot of issues with resource constraints, and their engagement process, because of the investment that they made, they had very important outcomes for the community, right? So parents were proud of their children, students gained valuable experience on how to be leaders in their schools, increased transparency in the way that the school district administration was working, and decreased apathy, right? Increased accountability, right? So these are all very positive outcomes when you engage well, right? I will not go into the details of the example, just to underline that this is a real example, right? The second thing is about needing to invest time in engagement planning and process design, right? So very often we say this problem is not possible to be fixed, right? It's too complex, we are not able to manage it. But what research has done is to show that across different contexts and across different types of problems, what ties success for engagement, right? Together, it's really about good planning. So about ensuring stakeholder representation, professional facilitation, dissemination of information, etc. Right? So these are more important for the project outcome than the context, right? So the third highlight I want to kind of communicate is about engagement being based on shared values, right? So the IEP2 established core values for stakeholder engagement, and they align very, very well with the principles on the right to participate in public affairs, which is actually a human right. And there's a very nice guide that is produced by the High Commissioner for Human Rights. Now, value-based engagement ensures that everyone acts with the same goal, with the same intention, and with the same attitude. Yeah, attitude is very important because it's about communication, right? So clear values are really important to adopt and to identify. So the next point I want to highlight is about framing objectives carefully. So ideally you're aiming for impact. So some considerations for setting the right engagement objective is about what is the desired change that you're looking for. And Honorable Mayor from Ampang Jaya actually had some very, very concrete ways of identifying objectives for or strategies for the engagement project, right? Which I think can be built on very, very nicely. And also Turbat in Pakistan, very, very clear objectives for empowering communities, right? So what is the desired change? What is the scope of it? What's the degree of ambition for the relationship with the stakeholder group? How influential is the stakeholder group to the project's success? So for example, we have several projects that look at water and waste management, right? And are we really prepared to deal with the stakeholders who are influencing these negative outcomes which have been entrenched for some time is the question, right? We need to go straight to the heart of where resources are being allocated. We need to look at what are the situation around how resources are being used, how projects are invested, etc. This is where we need to look at. So we need to look at the stakeholder groups that have influence. What is the degree of trust is also important, right? So if you have a situation where stakeholders do not trust the administration, and this can be for many, many reasons, right? Then you need to think about the way that you engage from the beginning, right? If the degree of trust is very, very low, then you need to invest a lot of time into transparency and communication and ensure that values are critically in the center of the work that is done. Levels of interest, is the issue a hot issue? If it's really hot, then you need to engage, right? If it's critical to people's future, you really do need to engage. How much time do stakeholders have? How complex is the issue? So a lot of different considerations for setting the right objective for engagement, right? And I just want to share an example about how you can frame an objective in a way that is very basic, or you can frame your objective in a very specific way, right? So the example on the top is about having a consultation on the new district planning guidelines. Very often mayors live here, right? This is a very comfortable space. You have a consultation, right? And then all you're accountable for is for having the consultation. We can check that box, right? But if you set your objective to increase the use of green public space by young people, this implies a longer term effort. It implies accountability for the use of resources and the engagement. It means that you've identified your stakeholders and you identify the changes that you're seeking, right? Now, I want to say that lower impact is fine, but the point is that the decision should be deliberate, right? It's really about your level of ambition, right, in terms of impact, okay? Next slide, okay. Clear objectives are important because they allow us to manage stakeholder expectations, because very often stakeholders define consultations as the place where decisions are going to be made. That's not the case, right? So having clear objectives invites stakeholders who are really connected with the issue, sharpens engagement strategies, allows us to consistently communicate what we're doing, right? And make sure that we're aligned with the longer term vision that we're seeking. All of what you presented in terms of your projects are all long-term visions, right? Okay. The fourth, I want to highlight a very, very useful tool. This tool is developed by the International Association for Public Participation, and it is the most popular tool that the IAP2 has in its toolbox, right? So as you move from left to right on this matrix, you're going through allowing stakeholders increasing impact on the decision that you're making. So from the left, you start with informing people. Second level is consulting people, right? You're telling them you're going to take their feedback seriously, right? There's some level of engagement. Involvement means you're working with the public in a more constructive way, right? Collaboration is about partnership. This is where you're getting into marriage territory, right? You have certain obligations which are created on both sides, right? And empowerment is a different animal altogether. This is when you have a high degree of trust. When you can say to different groups in the public, we trust your views, we're going to implement exactly what you tell us to do, right? So as you move from left to right, you have, as you can see, increasing potential for transformation around the project that you're implementing. If very often we live on the left side around inform and consult, right? This is very comfortable, very easy to do, right? But does it get the transformation that we want? We have to think really carefully about it. When you get to this level, it's about power sharing, right? Are we able to share power in a confident way, right? Do we have a strong basis to share this power? And can we take all of our administration along with us is the question, right? Do we have the resources to commit for the long term, right? The point about this tool is that you should choose very intentionally the level of engagement that you are seeking, right? Each level of engagement gives stakeholders a certain influence, as I said, and it should be aligned with this engagement objective. And each level implies a promise to the public. To break the promise means that you're breaking trust, right? And each level of engagement requires appropriate methods. So I have listened to the projects, and I wanted really to reinforce that there need to be the right engagement methods for the right objectives, right? So as you can see, there is a lot of choice when it comes to engagement methods. So we don't have to do only town halls. We can also do citizens advisory panels, citizens juries. We can do community fairs. We can do radio broadcasts. We can do steering groups, reference groups, then focus groups. There are many, many, many other options that allow us to really understand our stakeholder better, and also more importantly, give stakeholders more influence, right? So really, really expand your repertoire of engagement methods for better impact. The fifth point is about understanding stakeholders. So very often when working with government officials, we have heard them say, people don't understand, people are not aware, people don't have the capacity, right? We need to train them before they can engage. This is why we need to stay here. But when one survey was done of the reasons why people don't engage, right, by one public participation professional, The actual reasons why people don't engage is really on the right-hand side of the screen. It's about the connection to the problem. Are we engaging with the right people, right? The perception of the benefit of their engagement. Do they trust that you're going to follow through on the engagement, right? Are they going to get feedback? What's their past experience? What's in it for them, right? How have we framed this problem, right, that we want them to engage around, right? Issue of time. Are we engaging with people at the time that they want and using the time that they have available, right? It's surprisingly high, right? And influence is the #1 reason why people don't engage. They have not been given sufficient influence in the issue, right? So this is a small survey. I'm not saying it's scientific in any way, maybe different in different places, but this gives you an idea of the many reasons why people don't engage, which is showing us that we need to invest more in understanding our stakeholders. Better understanding leads to better support for engagement, right? So this particular example, another award-winning example, train students to be the ambassadors for the engagement effort, right? This is the same example that I shared earlier, and it really showed that a good understanding of the community that was dealt with in this project, right? So using the right approach to engaging stakeholders which have particular difficulties, right? Okay, next slide. Setting standards for quality engagement. It is a term that you can actually nail down in terms of having indicators for different aspects of quality engagement. For ESCAP, we've identified 4 dimensions of meaningful engagement: purposeful engagement, which is well-planned, resourced, and focused on a relevant objective. Second is proactive engagement, communication, and responsiveness, right? Third is inclusive. We're ensuring that there's a diverse group of people involved. And fourth, it's transformative, right? We're really looking for those transformations, right? So quality engagement has these 4 dimensions, and this is based on our work with stakeholders and engagement with stakeholders in participatory exercise of developing the indicators, which were also tested. Okay. 6th point is about work towards institutionalization of engagement, right? So one-off engagement is very, very possible, right? We can all do it, but we need to move towards a situation where stakeholders expect good engagement, right? So this is from the institutional perspective. What do staff who are responsible for engagement need, right? They need a supportive culture, they need skills, they need understanding of stakeholders, they need flexibility and resources, right? They also need to understand clearly why engagement is needed, okay? So some examples from the city of Naga: there was a citizen advisory body, which was established in Melbourne. There's a 5-pronged strategy for institutionalization of engagement in the Western Cape in South Africa. There's a policy for staff in Byron Shore in Australia. There's a citizen panel, and they use citizen panels a lot, right? Which has really, really strengthened their social capital tremendously. And in Indonesia, there's a village law in 2014, which supports decentralization and planning, which requires stakeholder engagement, right? These are all examples of institutionalized engagement, right? Here I just want to flash on the screen some very, very basic tools which can be nicely integrated into basic functions that you all have as leaders and leaders of your institution, of your city administrations. So providing public access to information, there are different tools of reporting, provision of guidance on provision of data, monitoring, review, and evaluation. There are different tools as well. And if you're looking for influencing decision-making, action, and finding solutions, there are some tools as well. Now, I'm coming back to the very nice Menti exercise that Fernando delivered at the beginning. And we saw that we are all interested in engaging stakeholders in agenda setting and setting goals and setting targets, right? So if you want to do that, then you're really down at the bottom of this screen, right? You're really down at the bottom of the screen. So you need to work differently beyond consultations. Okay. All right. So it's 12:45 right now. We had planned a very, very short break. Let me just revert to Fernando for some instructions on what we'll do next. Thank you for your kind attention, Honorable Mates.
Thank you so much, Hitomi. This was an excellent presentation. And again, I would like to apologize for today's, we are slightly behind schedule, so we need to have a short break. So after this, we will go back to have a scenario exercise in which we are going to discuss a stakeholder engagement based on Hitomi's presentation. And as well, maybe we have enough time how to engage with the stakeholders in the VLR process. So we have 5 minutes now for break, and then we will come back, explain the exercise, and we will be divided in 2 breakout rooms, one with Ichao and I, another one with Hitomi. So thank you very much. Take this chance to recharge your batteries because we still have a very exciting second part of this module. Thank you. Okay, so now we are going to start the second part of module 3B today, in which we will have a scenario exercise, and then we will come back together to report on the discussion that we have in each of the 2 breakout rooms, and just conclude and give the introduction to module 4. So I think Hitomi will be introducing the scenario exercise for today, if I am correct.
Yes, yes.
Now the floor is yours, Hitomi.
Thanks so much, Fernando. Okay. So I hope you had a good break. We move now to, it's not really a scenario exercise, to be clear. We are moving to 2 exercises actually. And for the first exercise, we're going to explore this tool that I shared during my presentation, the spectrum of engagement. So we're going to go through the possible engagement objectives and map them to the right level of influence using the spectrum. And we want to really focus on being able to be intentional about our choices of engagement, right? So that will be the first exercise, and that will be about 13 minutes in the breakout rooms. And in the second exercise, we will be exploring this challenge of transformative engagement, right? In previous academies, we have actually looked at other aspects or other dimensions of quality engagement, but I think in this day and age, in terms of all the urgent challenges that we're facing, we really need to focus on transformative engagement. So we picked out the set of indicators of transformative engagement. We'll invite you to vote on which of the indicators seem most important for your project and for your context. And we want to hear a little bit more from you and really encourage you to learn from each other, right? To share your experiences with transformative engagement, right? So that's it for me now. Thanks very much, Fernando.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we are going to be separated into 2 breakout rooms, one with Ichao and myself, and another one with Hitomi. So if we can start the process, we will convene here later on, and please, each group choose a person to speak and present the findings later on. So now you are prompted to join your breakout room. So please accept the prompt to join the breakout room. Okay, so I think we are still waiting a few people to join the plenary. We have 15, and I think we should be some 18. Is this everybody? I think we are all here together, I believe. So yes, welcome everybody back to the plenary, to the final part of our presentation, to our module. As you know, we've been having two separate breakout rooms discussing stakeholder engagement and also the VLR process. So first, I would like to invite Hitomi if possible, Hitomi to briefly have a short introduction to your breakout room, and then we will, from our group, we have selected the Honorable Mayor from Tarbat in Pakistan to be the spokesperson. So also we can compare and see what has been the discussion between the two groups.
Okay. Thanks so much, Fernando. We did not get to identify any representative, but we had active participation from only 2 mayors, right? Who did a really fantastic job. So I think we can invite them both to also share their perspectives, right? So we would go after your group. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think we can begin by sharing the screen to see the mirror board, and then the 2 mayors who were in Hitomi's, who actively participated in the first breakout room, if you can turn on your camera and identify yourself, and you can quickly summarize what has been discussed in your group, please, 3 to 5 minutes each of you. So I assume it was yes, if someone who were in your Hitomi?
Yeah, shall I just go for it?
Okay.
Yes,
Hello.
please.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, me and Ampang Jaya, the both mayors were participating in this session, and our moderator has had a lot for our better understanding. Yes, of course, we were discussing about the effective process, that how we can just execute any of the program, for the sustainability and the quality executions. And while we just talk about it, the public, to make the meaningful participations of the stakeholders, what we need to do, follow the process, is that from information, consultation, involvement, and collaboration, and of course, finally, the involvement, in which the stakeholders can make the active participation to make their own decisions, that from the planning to the executions level. So these are the very important things. Yes, we agreed on it, and while doing our project also, our experience also told that the basic level of the informations, if we just pass on to the stakeholders on time and in a very clear-cut way, their engagements and their positivity towards the projects always becomes high. And if there is the lacking of information to share, and if we do not make if we want their active participations also in the project and the positivity towards the project, and if we miss to give them the proper information, there always arise the conflicts, and there needs some more interventions to deal with such kind of conflicts. That's why, for that, in this between, we invite different public feedback, proposals, analysis, all these things to make their consultations high, to make their participation in the project. And with the information and the consultative works that we do with the stakeholders, that will increase the involvement, the stakeholders' involvement in the project, which makes very easier to execute the project, and with their interest that what they really want from the project and the objectives that we set, the municipality or any of the institutions set, and the wants of the stakeholders will match there. That this will help to encourage the involvement, and with this, sometimes the collaborations is always needed, and collaboration and in many ways, let's say about the stakeholders, not all the beneficiaries directly, who are just getting the benefit from the project. Their collaboration is in one hand very important, and the other is that sometimes the project is a very high, the high-tech things or something like that, which needs the supportive measures from other, the exports and other things. In that also the collaborations we need to do to make the project very successful and meaningful from the other export and the other outsiders, the stakeholders. That is also very important, and such kind of things always just empower our, we can make a room and the space for the stakeholders to become more empowered, to show their participation, as I told before, from the very beginning level of the planning to the final execution level. So this makes the project very successful, and we should be very aware that while doing the project, if we miss any of this process in between to execute, to handle properly, then it sometimes there will be a problem to conclude the project. So we should be very serious on these things. I think today's these presentations and our consultations, this paper is very useful and for us to make our knowledge more widened while doing such kind of projects. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So
Do I have some time to add?
yes, please. I was going to give you the floor. So now.
Okay. Thank you, Hitome, for very insights, information on this public participation. So we actually understand the levels of engagement. So from the public participation goal and to inform, to consult, and also to involve and to collaborate, to empower, there are actually a few methods. When you want to inform, it's actually one-way communication. It's only promise to public is actually to get them to be informed. So the engagement method, the best is actually through website or what other is only one communication. So but when you want to engage, when you have to consult the public, there will be always two-way communication. In this exercise, we understand that for two-way communication, maybe to consult, we have town hall, we have discussion, and also we have survey and also social media for them to ask questions and giving feedbacks. So the best part is actually to get the involvement, because when you get their involvement, maybe the method that we can use actually from scientific panel to involve, and also to involve with the focus group discussion, so that they will be involved with the project. So I think the best key lesson that I've learned from this exercise is actually when you want to engage, is actually you just stay at consult, because if you are very clear, just stay at consult, not to go to collaborate or empower, but it depends on what project you want. The other thing is actually when you engage is actually to build trust, don't destroy the trust. So that is actually the best part of engagement. Empower is actually it depends on context and also depends on project. When you empower people, it's actually you give the final decision in the hands of the public, to empower them to proceed with the next of action and everything. So I think maybe that is part of something that I can add on from this exercise, which is I think very insightful and very informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed, Honorable Mayor. So now, if I can give the floor to the Mayor of Tarbat to summarize quickly what we have discussed in breakout room 2. So the Mayor of Tarbat, if you, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Fernando. It was a great exercise with friends and helping of. We thank Mr. Madam Yang and Mr. Fernando for helping us. I would like to present this first of that information is the first tool that must be used by any kind of uh, planning or policy making or identification of problem. So first of all, we have to provide the public that information. For after that, we should consult public to invite public to take their feedback, because uh, while the public is informed, they process themselves, their cognitive orientation is started, and they make their their feedback and their thoughts. And after when you consult them, they give their comments after the information. So after that, we have to involve to seek public inputs through process, ensure that the concerns and aspirations as well. After that, we collaborate with them to partner with public, uh, and in last, the empowerment of to place the final decision, which may be in to empowerment of local government, because they are the representatives, public representatives. They are and you can the local government can also consult their councillors and public both at the same time, because the councillors are the real representative of public, because they are accessible and they live their neighborhood. So and we also how can we do this method, sorry, stage of planning and localization. The first stage that we stakeholder engagement program we used involve all stakeholders and advocacy amongst the key role player policy makers to raise awareness. After that, awareness rising, then we goal setting and target developing. We involve community SDG based program and understand the local situations through that. After that, action planning, plan local government or policymakers should plan with executing agencies so they can plan it very perfectly. In stage 2, implementation and resource mobilization, we can use public-private partnership, community and government partnerships, inclusive participation of all sectors to go beyond the data. That tools, those tools can be used in implementation to for resource mobilization. And stage 3, follow-up and review, monitoring and evaluation uh, by governmental and non-governmental agencies have monitoring bodies. So governmental agencies have monitoring bodies like auditing and other tools, so that can be used. And non-governmental monitoring bodies also can be used, like communities. And we can also given the task to make a committee of community to look after the plan, and they can also and involve communities for local monitoring. Just it's the same. Digital tools for evolution and create and specific data. So we can also use the digital tools for evolution and a strong evolution, and create user groups as well. And in last, reporting and communication. While the local community reports or governmental organizations report through digital way or in a physical way, both way, the report concerns of then the executing authority, executing body can fix those reports and and if they are in a negative way, so they can fix it according to their to concerns of community. So that's it for today.
Yeah, thank you very much for the summary, and thank you again, all the honorable mayors, for having this very lively discussion. It's very, very enjoyable listening from your strategies and from your experience, and also that you are very talkative, which I really appreciate. This year, everybody is talking and sharing their experiences, and this really also helped us to learn and to know more about the challenges you are facing and how we can better try to support you through the Majors Academy. So please, now we are gonna just conclude this module 3, the whole series. So please let me, Dr. Yang, please, the floor is yours to give a short summary of 3A, and then I will provide a short summary for 3B, and we will let our colleagues from module 4 introduce the module. So Professor Yang, please.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you for leading this very engaging session. I hope all the honorable mayors find the module 3 helpful. And these two parts, although they are separated by subject matter, but they are really connected in terms of how we should use inclusive process to help guide our community development. So module 3A focuses on territory and urban planning, especially highlighted the need to have inclusive participatory process in urban planning, territory planning to help us build compact and mixed use the community. And given this particular kind of built environment benefits our community in environmental, economical, and then social aspects. Module 3A highlights the need to for community to strengthen 4 aspects ranging from governance, having capacity for participatory management, and then identify the good built environment for our target, and also using management, strong management to strengthen the urban and territory planning process. And all the mayors have brought excellent insights and then also valuable experience from their own community issues and then their regions and then the strategies they want to adopt. All the strategy are very context sensitive, but there's a common theme cut across all the issues, that is the need for effective public engagement. And I'd like to pass on to Fernando to summarize module 3B that's precisely addressed that issue.
So thank you so much, Professor Yang. I think since we just have module 3B, the summary is very fresh. So just to really emphasize the importance and the potential of conducting a voluntary local review as a process that can really help you to work through the different stages of the SDG implementation process, from planning to project implementation to follow up and review, and that there is a wealth of knowledge out there, that you have support from UN ESCAP, UN Habitat, UCLG, ASPAC, as well as from us here in IGES to conduct this process in case you want to engage. And I would like to encourage all of you to take up on this adventure. I would also like to emphasize the importance of stakeholder engagement. It's something that should happen when you are working on the SDGs, when you are working on your policies, and when you are trying to figure out what is the best way to address your challenges and to create a vision that can guide your strategies. We have seen today all the different levels of engagements and different methods that you can actually apply. And I really would like you to, I'm aware that you are already working with other stakeholders, but I would really encourage you to keep doing it to maximize the involvement, because in the end, you are all living together in the city. You want the best for the city, for your community, for your people, and it's working together is the best way to achieve objectives in sustainable development. So without further ado, I would like to finish on time. I would like to ask our colleagues from module 4 to turn on their cameras. I believe we have two representatives, Dr. Adil and Edgar. So if you want to introduce module 4, I think now is the time. Oh. I see you. Are you here? Module 4? Yes. Okay, Dr. Adil, are you ready?
Could it be on mute, Fernando?
Huh?
Maybe you should check if the colleague is on mute.
He is here. He's muted. And the camera is off. Dr. Adil? Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe Edgar can do the introduction if Adil is not around at the moment.
Yes, I think. Edgar, are you here with us?
You can also share the slides now.
Yes, maybe we can share the slides. And if Edgar or Dr. Adil would kindly are you here? Okay, so Edgar is now setting up his microphone. So while he prepares, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Fabia and Sam for having been supporting the module excellently and for helping us to our technical issues. I am not the best with setting up Miro boards, Mentimeter, or getting the presentations together. So their support has been instrumental to the successful of this module. And I would really express our most sincere gratitude for their help in bringing this module to a successful, I hope, successful outcome. So, Edgar, are you ready?
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm really sorry about this matter. Dr. Adil was here a while ago. Maybe he is not feeling well, or maybe it's just midnight on his area. Again, good day to everyone. I am Dr. Edgar M. Reyes Jr., part of the facilitators for Module 4. So I would just like to introduce our group, and then for you to be able to at least see what you are about to expect in the succeeding module. Can I have the next slide, please? So just a short rundown of what we will be having. The co-organizers and instructors include Dr. Chingwen Chang, of course, Dr. Zafar Adil, and yours truly from the APRO group. Next slide, please. Module 4 has the following objectives. It has both Module 4A, more on the understanding the concepts of resilience, vulnerability, hazards, and risk management, identifying the role of the governance in building urban and community resilience, assess community assets, risks, and resilience to climate change impacts, and explore the roles of governance for climate justice, resilience, and risk management. And in 4B, we will deal more on the application of the theories that we've learned in Module 4A, more looking into identifying nature-based urban design and planning solutions for climate change, explore low-carbon climate actions for long-term resilience, and examine nature-based solutions to address community resilience. Next slide, please. This is the schedule for Module 4A. We will be communicating with you if there are any preparations that are needed for Module 4A that will be coming this July. And then, next slide, please. These are the different sets of talks and lecturers and facilitators coming from both APRU and our invited guests from UN Habitat. Next slide, please. And of course, very important to know this early are these questions that we would want you to somehow think through. Since Module 4A relates on the theories on resilience, it would be best if you can have some thoughts related to this question so that as we navigate the Module 4, you'll have better understanding and deeper analysis on the different discussions we'll be having for 4. In Module 4 as well, we would bank more for respective honorable mayors to share more of their experience and what they think of the different concepts in terms of the discussion. So these are the questions. So how well can you identify climate change impacts in your city? And considering one major impact for climate change happened in the past, how did your city responded on the situation? Was the community response truly resilient? No, some factors or element to that may be provided by our honorable mayors. What would you do differently today if there are any? And next slide, please. Next slide.
I think this is the last slide.
That's the last slide. So those are the questions that we would want you to think through, maybe this early, as we introduce Module 4 for everyone. So I hope to see you all by July, and your active participation as you did, not just now from all other activities in modules 3A and B, will be greatly appreciated. So we'll see you. And I hope Dr. Safar Adil, if you are around, maybe you can add more if there are anything to be added. I think it's fairly midnight in his time zone. So thank you very much, and we will be seeing you in Module 4.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Reyes. It's a pleasure, and I hope that Module 4 goes well. So I think this is all from our side. This is the end of Module 3. So thank you so much again. Also, I would like to thank all our partners, UN ESCAP, UN Habitat, UCLG ASPAC, and APRU and UNU as well for this productive session. And of course, this would have been possible without all of you honorable mayors. Your insights and your willingness to speak and to share your experiences, making this module quite enjoyable for us. So I will just let Professor Yang to finish, and then we can close the session. So thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. And Fernando, you have summarized and then this session so fabulously and so graciously. Thank all our partners, and then particularly honorable mayors. It's been a humbling and inspiring experience for us to learn from you. I hope we will continue mutual learning journey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye. Have a good day.